Hello everybody, this is Braxwolf. It's been a while since I've done a class kind of walkthrough tutorial type thing, so I figured I'd go ahead and try one with my Lore Master. Lore Master is my third toon, so I'm not quite as familiar with it, but as you can see I do have one at level 95, which right now is the current level cap. In about a week or so that will not be the case. We'll be up to level 100. My Lore Master is actually traded blue line, and I'll bring that up real quick. I've got some feedback that people don't want to hear me read through the trait trees anymore, so I won't do that, but I will show you kind of what I'm traded here. I'm pretty much straight blue, obviously. Unlocked all of the specialization traits over here. The capstone of the blue line, I will mention, is Sikkim, the all either much maligned or much loved Sikkim capstone, where all of your pets come out at once and attack the target that you tell them to. I've also traded a couple in red, a rapid fire and master of fire, just to get my kind of DPS up for my fire skills, and also a couple debuffs because I missed these debuffs being in blue line. I liked having Lore Master in the old days where you could do some debuffs and some DPS at the same time, so I got Frost Lore and Fire Lore traded for my blue line. And I typically like to use the Lynx because I like DPS, and the Lynx does a really good job of taking guys down. A lot of times what I do is I'll put a couple debuffs on these guys before I even attack them. I'll put the improved sign of power on these guys, which will, as you can see, decrease their parry rating and increase their attack duration. And then I'll send my Lynx in and stealth and see if he can do a surprise attack. And sometimes he takes them all the way down to about half. And then I'll put a couple more debuffs while my pet's fighting them. And then if I start feeling spunky, I'll actually do some damage with some fire skills and lightning skills. The pet line on the Lore Master is very fun now. I will say I wasn't too keen on a lot of the pet stuff earlier on, but since Helm's Deep, I think they really did fix the pet line for the Lore Master. Go ahead and send my Lynx in again. Do a little damage here. Maybe throw Fire Lore up so he can't hurt my pet as much. Then set him on fire. I will say though, with the pet line, there's a lot of potential to sit back and not have to do as much yourself as far as damage is concerned. So if you're one who really likes to see big numbers and big hits, you may want to trait red for the Lore Master instead. I'm going to go ahead and show you Sikkim here. First I'll take my pets out, and then I'll command them to attack my target. And there they go. And as you can see, they make pretty short work of anybody. It's kind of crazy having all these pets out at the same time. I'm still not really used to it. Sometimes I forget to take them out. So there's really not a whole lot else to blue line. A lot of it is sitting back, debuffing, helping your pet out, making sure he doesn't get in too big of trouble, and letting them do the damage for you. Of course, you still have some fire skills for damage over time. Usually in the pet line, I try not to get up in the thick of it with my staff. You do have still a couple staff skills like staff strike and improved, what's this one? Staff sweep, that's right, that's the other one. But you don't seem to have as much tactical damage capability in the pet line as you do in the red line. The one thing that's nice about the Lore Masters, even post Helm's Deep though, is that they do have a lot of these kind of other capabilities, like knowledge of cures you still can have, sharing the power obviously, although I'm a little bit, I guess, on the fence as to whether share the power is even needed anymore. There's not that many classes that have power issues. I suppose unless you're into some group content where there's some very long fights going on. But I haven't noticed nearly as much need for power since Helm's Deep dropped. And I'm wondering if that's even something that Turbine wants to continue focusing on in the game, or if it's just one of those things that is going to be too difficult to maintain the balance on as things move forward, and they're just going to kind of let it be what it once was, or be less important as time goes on. As you can see, even in blue line, the Lore Master can do quite a bit of damage. I haven't traded a yellow, I have a red line and a blue line for my Lore Master, but both of those lines can do pretty decent DPS. I do have one lightning skill here. And I've still got the sticky tar, which is always fun. Increase your fire damage in that tar circle. Just like the old days. And I've got this. This is a cat mint. I think this will give each of your pets a buff, a different type of buff. I hardly ever remember to use it, and really your pet doesn't usually need it anyway. Not on landscape anyway. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm in the Fords of Eisen. If you haven't been here before, this is what the Fords of Eisen looks like after the battle. It doesn't look too good for the Rohirrim, that's for sure. I would still say the Lore Master is probably an advanced class, just because you can still play it as in a debuff role as opposed to strictly damage. I also play a champion as kind of my fourth toon. He's level. I've got one that's level 60 right now, and there certainly are a lot more subtleties to the Lore Master than the champion class. Champion is all hack and slash, and that's just about all of the. That's about what all the skills are for the champion anymore. There are a couple here and there that do some special things, but nothing like the Lore Master. Well, maybe I will do a red line video next. If you guys enjoy this, please let me know. I'll continue doing some of these class walkthroughs. I may even do a champion one at level 60, because I have actually reached the capstone in a couple trees for my champion. And even though I haven't put all of the skill points into the tree, still fun to play. So, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next time.